Just trying to, just trying to, keep the energy down, okay? Let's try to make an actual video here. Trying to not, I don't want to make the fifth rage video in, you know, a week, 5 weeks or whatever. We're not going to do that. We're going to try to actually make a, you know, logical video here, okay? Without me going, because that's what I feel like doing right now, okay? I just feel like exploding. The one thing I will say right off the bat, and you're going to have your opinions, I got my opinions, totally want to hear what your opinion is, but I am going to say that to date, this is the worst Flash season there has been. There was a lot of problems, and if you just can't sit there and say that there wasn't problems with this season. We know for a fact this whole timeline stuff doesn't make sense. And it kind of showed again. I know he's a paradox and he's going to get erased, but I just don't like how in the last episode things happen instantaneously, and Wally, how does Wally still have his powers? Like seriously, if Savitar's gone, Wally should lose his powers, correct? We saw that in the last episode, but now he still has his powers, which I'm kind of confused. Does Iris just have to fake die the way we saw HR? Well, I'm going to talk about that in a little bit, but why does Wally freaking still have his powers? Because if Savitar died from the last episode, we were shown that Wally loses his powers. But now that he's erased from the paradox, somehow Wally still has his powers. Like, I would like that to be known. Now, if in Season 4, for some reason, Wally is somehow losing his powers every now and then, or he's all like, Barry, I'm not running as fast as I used to, blah, 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 blah. That would be kind of cool, because maybe the paradox or whatever is catching up to Wally, and eventually he's starting to lose his powers, and they can try to do something next season to actually get him his powers back, or try to do some experiments or something that try to get him his powers. If they do that next season, totally fine with it. But right now, I'm just like, how the hell did Wally not lose his powers instantaneously when Savitar was gone? But let's go ahead and address the elephant in the room. I've told you before, get out! They took the easy way out with the whole face changer thing. And like I said in the last freaking video, that was going to be the easiest thing they were going to do. And people have been calling this for months. And if that is the situation that they went with, which they did, the Flash has a huge problem with people being able to find out the finale months ago. Like, I'm serious. A lot of my videos a long time ago, people automatically started saying HR or somebody is going to use the freaking face thing to sacrifice themselves to save Iris. Literally, that was a bunch of the comments, and I didn't jump on that train because I was like, no, I mean, I know Flash has some issues here and there, but there's no way they're going to go with that simple or that, like, easy out for their finale. And they totally did! They freaking totally did the easiest damn thing ever. And I'm just like, wow, they really do have an issue when it comes to this stuff. Like, their formula is what they want to go off of, because Season 1 was so big. They were like, yes, we have a hit show. Let's freaking do reveals. Let's make sure it's somebody, the reveal is somebody they care about, and it's shocking. Like, that is what we need to do. We're going to do that forever, no matter how crazy it gets. That formula could be good, and it worked last season. And I was like, all right, cool. Like, you know, it had a good stuff. But doing it 3 seasons in a row, it's just ultimately repetitive, and people saw through it like that. Like, it was crazy how long ago I saw people. It was literally before December. Like, maybe in November people were already calling this ending, and that in my eyes is a big issue. Like, people shouldn't be able to guess your finales that quickly. So that bothered the hell out of me, because we were talking about it. Yes, they took the easiest way out. So that bothered me, and like literally in the first 2 minutes of this show, I was like, boo! I posted it on Twitter that I was just unhappy with this. And a lot of people were unhappy with this. I got proof right here. I'm not the only one, so don't go around thinking like, oh, you're such a hater on this show. Why do you hate this show so much? It's not just me. A lot of people are not happy with this season of The Flash. So there's that. Flash went with the very easy ending. But I'm going to give them props, because their ending made sense in Flash terms, because we know a lot of what happened this season, and some of the stuff that happened last season doesn't make sense. It only makes sense in the Flash world. And but like, if you think outside the box of it, it doesn't actually make sense. But again, so I give them props for that. And I'm not just shitting on this whole episode. I'm just like kind of upset with the ending and the reveal. And that, again, they freaking solved the whole thing the next episode. And you guys know for a fact, that is something I have been complaining about or talking about the whole season. How everything gets solved the next damn episode for The Flash. And this proves for all you people out there like, oh, a whole week passes or a whole month passes, because for some reason, some people think that between each episode, it's a month in real time. And that's why it's okay if they solve stuff week to week, which that makes no damn sense to me. But some people have literally told me that this was literally seconds after the final episode, so don't give me that whole month in between stuff. So they solved this thing the next episode, milliseconds after the last episode. But like I said, it made sense the way they did it. HR actually changed her out. You know, they switched bodies or whatever midway between Barry going to meet everybody at the thing. And tell me, please, tell me I am not the only one that was pissed that when they found HR stealing Iris, that Savitar tells Killer Frost, go get him. Bro, you have super speed. Before you say go get him, you could have already tied up HR and Iris like that. But you tell Killer Frost to go get him? What? Are you telling me? Seriously, like that, I could not be the only one that was not pissed about that, because it makes no sense. And don't tell me that he goes so fast he would burn up, because in the last episode, he wasn't even in his freaking suit, and he used his Speed Force to capture Iris, so don't tell me that either. Anyways, moving on, we know that freaking Cisco and Killer Frost are working on the speed cannon or bazooka, whatever you want to call it, for Savitar. Savitar goes and meets Barry, and Barry's going to try to be nice to himself, and he tells him an old school story, and then the whole group is going to try to help Savitar. Also, if the gang did find some way to save that Barry to, you know, being like, you know, he actually stays there, the paradox doesn't get him, just send him to Earth 3. I know that's where Jay is, but send him to an Earth that doesn't have a Flash. Like, if Jesse wanted to stay on Earth 1 with Wally, then send freaking Savitar Flash to Earth 2 to protect that Earth. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they found a way to keep his body there, he didn't need to stay there. He was like, oh, so am I just going to stay at another apartment? What am I going to do? How about you go to just another world, you know? Maybe a world that doesn't have Barry Allen. Maybe he died instead of his parents. I don't really know. You know what I'm talking about. I think they could have found a place. If they could find another HR out there, I'm pretty sure... Ooh, I don't want to talk about HR right now. But if they could find another Harrison Wells, they could find an Earth without a Barry. Send him to Supergirl's world. They don't got a Flash. Once the bazooka is done, Savitar is going to have Killer Frost kill Cisco, but he's already told, you know, Caitlin, like, he's gonna betray you, it's what bad guys do, blah, blah, blah. And then she's about to free Cisco, and then Bay, freaking Gypsy Bay, shows up and saves Cisco's life, and they freaking show up at Barry's apartment, and she's all like, I freaking vibed you from across different planets and universes and stuff like that, or multiverses, and I'm over here, and he's all like, how'd you do that? She says, because we got a connection, bitch, because they're meant to be together, because they love each other, but I love Bay too, I love Gypsy, she's awesome. Can we just make freaking Gypsy a series regular on this show, please? Because she needs to be, because she is Bay. From there, we go to the final countdown. It's actually Showdown, but you know, if there's a song that, you know, implements Countdown with Showdown, that's what I would have sang. But we see the freaking master plan of Savitar, his backup plan by, if you don't remember, when he revealed himself and he said he had 2 more things that needed to happen, Iris die, and the other thing I'm assuming, unless I missed it, was that he was gonna, you know, use the gun to actually send himself throughout the whole multiverse or Speed Force. That's the other plan, unless the other plan was to, I don't know, let the speed cannon get built. I don't remember. I think that was his main plan. He said it was his backup plan, but I feel like that was his major plan after. Oh no, I think the second backup plan was probably that Barry needed to kill him so he becomes him and all that kind of stuff. Anyways, we see him open up a portal and Black Flash comes out. And can I just say, I posted this on Twitter, but is Black Flash freaking like contractually obligated to be in every finale? Is he gonna be in the freaking Arrow finale tomorrow? Was he in Supergirls? I haven't seen it. I haven't watched that show since December. But I'm just saying, that fool's in every finale. He was in the Flash's finale back in season 2. That's when he was created. Then he was in Legends of Tomorrow. And now he's in this one. And now he's dead. I better not see that guy again for a while. So Caitlyn is somehow fast enough to freaking freeze Black Flash, and he is now dead, and she even says it, you know, she was like, bye, Hunter, or whatever. So she kills Black Flash, but I'm pretty sure he'll come back because maybe he's like a bajillion time remnants. And then Savitar wants Caitlyn to hit him with the thing so he can go into space or whatever, and it doesn't work, or the portal actually sends Jay Garrick back, and that's how Jay gets out of the thing, and he's all like, I'm back, bitches, and then the whole crew starts happening, and then we got a freaking fight that should have lasted longer, but, you know, we got this epic fight of them going through the woods, and Savitar just freaking running throughout everybody and cutting trees and shit, and I'm not gonna lie, any of you Dragon Ball Z fans up there, when freaking Savitar jumped up in the air, and he was like up in the air like that, and he was all glowing, did you not feel like he was about to do a Kamehameha? Like, I was totally waiting for him to go, Ka, and then freaking just shoot all this lightning bolt down. If that would have happened, I would have said this episode was super badass. But nothing happened like that. I wanted him to do freaking lightning Kamehameha. That would have been legit. But you couldn't give that to me, Flash. You couldn't give me something awesome. You did it at the start of the freaking thing. When Flash did the super tornado punch, that was the most epic move of this thing. Also, fire, flamey, snappy thing. That was pretty legit too. But you couldn't give me something new. Why couldn't you give me something new, Flash? I just needed it. And then, of course, that leads to Savitar about to kill Cisco. Barry shows up. Barry kicks freaking Savitar out of his suit somehow, which I don't really get how that happens because he phased into his suit, but at the same time he needs to push what's-his-name out. Did he like phase into the suit, phased with him, pushing him out of the suit? Because there's no way he's getting out of that suit unless he's phasing too. Like, I just didn't really understand that. And then you see freaking Savitar go all red, and he's all like, Rah! And, you know, almost kills him. But, of course, Barry's not going to do that. He's not going to let the anger succumb, and he's not going to succumb to the anger and all that shit. And he doesn't kill Savitar. And then he's all like, walks away all badass, like, I'm not gonna do it, it's all over. And Savitar's gonna try to kill him, and then freaking Iris shoots him dead. And you should go to jail for that, Iris. Joe, you need to arrest your daughter right now. She murdered somebody. Now, I know his body doesn't exist anymore, so maybe it doesn't freaking count, but she still did it. Somewhere in the multiverse, somebody needs to pay for that, and it needs to be Iris. And maybe that's where Joe will freaking get his damn honor. Why didn't Joe get honored in this whole episode? Do we not remember? Did that one restaurant open up? Because I heard they had good food. A lot of things still unanswered here. I want Joe to get freaking honored for whatever he should have got honored for. The future said it was going to happen. We got to that point. Joe didn't get no damn honors. So the battle ends that way with Savitar freaking just disintegrating into time and all that jazz, and everybody's all like, oh, well, this whole episode or this whole freaking season that didn't make sense, you were trying to save me, and I just saved you. Good one, Iris. We see Cisco give Caitlyn the choice because she's all like, go ahead and kill me, Cisco. He's like, nah, I'm better than that, and he gives her the choice if she wants to be Caitlyn. We see HR's funeral. Which I want to talk about HR. We see her at the end of the episode, and she looks still like Killer Frost. We know she didn't take the stuff, but she wore red lipstick and she looked very Caitlyn. So she's going to try to find herself. I'm assuming she'll be back next season because I don't really want to watch a Flash show without Caitlyn in this. So yeah, she's going to be back. She better be back. So we see all that, and then at the end of the freaking episode, we see that the city is being destroyed by freaking Flash lightnings of all different colors, and it's destroying them Speed Force lightnings, and this is what we talked about a few weeks ago, that Barry was going to go into the Speed Force because somebody needed to take Savitar's place. We know that Jay got out. We found out that Jay got out, and I'm glad that Barry still had to go into the Speed Force, although, you know, it's kind of, I don't like how this season ended, but I like that they weren't just going to use Cisco's like tweaking with this machine, and that's how Jay gets out of the Speed Force. I'm glad the Speed Force still needs somebody to be in there to stabilize it, and that is why Barry had to get sacrificed, or he sacrifices himself into the Speed Force, so the world is saved once again. Okay, I think I'm ready to talk about it. Fuck you, Flash. Fuck you. I can't believe you freaking killed HR, you bitches! I knew it! I knew that they were gonna freaking kill HR, and I can't believe it. I didn't want to believe it! No! Burp! I didn't want to freaking believe it that they were gonna kill HR, and it pisses me off that they actually did. They took the easiest way out. I told you from the start they did that thing like you guys said they were gonna do, and it just sucks because he's the easiest, most blah 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 person to freaking replace because we have another Harrison Wells. They have that character or the actor under contract, so he's always going to be there. He so easily can just come from Earth 2. It sucks that they had to kill off the best character this season. Yeah, I said it. The best character this season They kill him off to make him like, oh, sacrifice, blah, 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 whatever. I just hate that they freaking killed HR, and there's no replacement for him. Now we're back to Harrison Wells that doesn't tell jokes, that isn't cool, that isn't writing sex novels and stuff that's gonna have, you know, ladies of multiple times and shit like that. Damn it, HR, I miss you already. Oh, you got rid of the best character ever. Oh, and what are we gonna do? Is freaking Malfoy gonna be on this show next season? Malfoy better be on this damn show next season, because I started liking Malfoy at the end of the season. But if it's gonna be something like, oh, freaking Julian left for some blah, blah, blah reason, I'm gonna be pissed. Like, if he was gonna leave, you should have made him leave at the end of the season. So I expect to see Malfoy next season, and don't give me some bullshit reason why he's not there. It totally sucks that they killed HR. Seriously, I hate that they killed him. I wanted him to stay on the show, but it was just the easiest sacrifice for them because they couldn't miss anything else. And that just brings me to the point of, again, like, what was the point of Iris's death? Like, it didn't mean anything. I know that they switched their bodies or anything like that, but it sucks that these emotional, like, deaths mean nothing. Like, literally. Like, even last season's was crazy that Barry's dad died as Henry Allen, but he was automatically Jay Garrick the next episode. So you don't feel too bad because Barry can still see his papa's face every freaking day if he wanted to by going to visit Jay Garrick or all that jazz. So, like, and then this one, Iris doesn't die. It was actually HR. So, I don't know. Like, I just want some actual death that actually doesn't get solved the next episode or ever. Like, somebody just dies and that's life. Like, oh shit, that sucks. We gotta move on. So, I don't know. I know The Flash is all about shock value, but man, let some of that shock stay around, please. So that was pretty much the episode. But the biggest question is now, how the hell is Barry going to get out of the Speed Force? Tell me how Barry is going to get out of the Speed Force. Let's go ahead and come up with some ideas. I want to hear your ideas in the chat, but here are some of my ideas on how Barry gets out of the Speed Force. Number 1, the Flash stays in the Speed Force for so long that he gets so powerful that he just reverses Flashpoint, and Season 3 didn't matter at all. Number 2, another Flash favorite, they just get a time remnant to freaking take Barry's place, and that's how everything's better, because you know the Flash loves time remnants. Number 3, they get all 7 Dragon Balls and they freaking ask Shenron to bring Barry back from the Speed Force. Number 4, Iris goes to Earth 2 on vacation, kills other Iris, ends up stealing Nerdy Barry, and he comes back to Earth 1, and they have a family together, and Wally just becomes the Flash and stays the Flash the whole season, and Barry's just a lovable sidekick that has no powers. And number 5, the Flash writers have no idea how to get him out of the Speed Force, so they just say the Speed Force let him out, and they were like, it's cool, you served your time, go ahead and play. And those are my freaking ideas on how the Flash is gonna get out of the Speed Force. Also, did this episode kind of give away who the villain for the next season is? Because they said DeVoe. Is there going to be this character that is Defoe? I really don't know anything about him. I got to do some research on it. But is he going to be the villain for next season? Anyways, guys, I do want to know what you thought of this episode. What did you think of the whole Iris being saved and HR dying? And just how do you think, you know, Barry's going to get out of the Speed Force? Do let me know all of that in the freaking comment sections down below. Guys and gals, if you ever wanted to support this channel, do check out the Patreon like these awesome people did. Or you can just support this channel the OG way and give this video a like. What the hell, phone? If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with all your Flash buddies. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for all things nerdy and geeky on this channel. As always, I am your host, JUICEbox. Remember, when you wake up in the morning, ask yourself something. Have I made a little dose of juice? See you guys next time.